like at this moment to just take a couple of minutes for a little bit of a teaching blurb. As many of you know, next week we are going to be welcoming Judy Davis as our next assistant rector. And I thought that it would be nice just to give you my perspective of how we welcome any new staff member, especially those who will be worshiping with us and caring for us and walking with us in our own journey. The most important thing is that we find ways that we can simply get to know them, find a chance to learn of their story and to share of your own story, because this is going to allow us to do greater ministry together, to move away from just knowing each other on the surface and to begin to dive deeper into our lives together. A simplest way is to wear your name tag. And if you do not have a name tag, let us know in the office, and we'll be happy to print you a new one with our new logo. And as well as wearing a name tag, to introduce yourself over and over again, because it's always nice to put a face with a name as you read it and as you hear it. Now, a lot of folks will be hoping for a chance to get to know whether Judy or anyone who's new on our staff. And what happens is we find ourselves saying, well, I'm going to wait a couple months because I know a lot of people are going to overwhelm them. And what we find is no one reaches out to them for several months. And what happens is it makes it tougher for them to come in and to get to know us as a community. So if you'd like to have lunch or coffee, which is nice during the work week, send them an email or give them a telephone call with some possible dates, as opposed to asking them to contact you for a time to set up and to meet. Now, I would ask that if you have a specific topic of interest that you would like to talk about, to wait a little bit before inviting them into a conversation of that, so that they can get to know the church. And also to remember that no one coming into a church needs or necessarily wants all the dirt that we have on our church. That we restrain ourselves, and as well as to think about getting to know them as a new minister amongst us, as opposed to maybe comparing them to ministers of the past. To allow this to be a time where we say, we're glad that you're here to break bread with us and for us to build in our pastoral relationship with one another. Now, one wonderful way to welcome someone new is to have a larger gathering into someone's home. And we're grateful that Ray Yearley has agreed to kind of run point on scheduling those so that we can space them out and make sure that it's comfortable for their schedules. It's always wonderful to come into folks' homes where you get a chance to really know them, to look at their pictures on their mantle, and to see how their daily life works in this world. The really nice thing of welcoming any new person on staff in a church's life is it gives us a new beginning together. I thank you for the opportunity to simply share my own perspectives, and I ask that you will continue to warmly welcome all those who come through our doors next week as Junie joins us, and then after church on the 23rd, where we'll have a reception specifically welcoming Tammy and Judy to our church family here at All Saints. Now walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself for us, an offering and sacrifice to God.